Hello everybody, and welcome back to this new thing, which is Princess Battles. It's a game that I've been wanting to try for quite a while, because these types of games are just I have an affinity for them, and it's been a bit out of its own price range for a while, I think. No offense to the creators of the game, but for what it is, and I've heard that it's a very short game. It's been a bit too expensive, but recently it's been put on sale. I think it's $11 or €11, depending on where you live, until the 26th of October. I think I am not sure. So I got it, and I haven't played it, so this is completely blind, and things may go horribly wrong. And this, as you can see, the aspect ratio is really kind of it's 800 by 600, and it's pretty terrible. But I'll try and record it as good as I can. And this intro music has been looping for about 16 times, and I'm about to go insane. So I think we should just jump into it straight away before I go absolutely bonkers. And I'm not going to rename the character. This is completely new for me. So we are experiencing a first, both of us. All of us. Lillian. People think it's great being a princess. They think it's all about pretty dresses, grandiose parties, and handsome princes. Well, maybe for some people. But they don't understand your duty to your family takes up your whole life. It's just like to be... I just like to be free of it. For one day. Who could that be? It's pretty late. Good, I'm not a voice actress. Come in! I'm terribly sorry to bother you this late in the evening. It's alright, I wasn't asleep. What is it? Their Majesties want to see you first thing tomorrow morning. What for? I don't know, but they say it's important. Thank you, Rosalind. Tell them I'll be there. Dumbledore Castle next morning. That's neat. No way! Take that! I am not marrying him, and that's final. I am truly sorry to have troubled you. Excuse me. This is completely unacceptable. Our daughter turned out tactless and rebellious, and you know whose fault it is. Certainly not mine. I seem to recall it was you who hired that good-for-nothing tutor of hers. Lucian? I told you somebody barely older than herself will never manage to exercise any authority over her. And you think she would listen to some old geezer like yourself?
Excuse me.
Pardonnez-moi? You called for me? I don't like that voice of him. Did you hear what just happened? I just saw Her Highness slam the door on her way out. Is there a problem? I can't remember voices, guys, I'm sorry. What have you been teaching our daughter? She just refused a perfectly good marriage proposal. A small castle, 2 villages, a pond, and a good-sized forest proposed to her, and she won't even consider it. So wait, the villages and the pond proposed to her? It's kinda weird. A pond. Oh, it's a nice pond, really. Anyway, his family has held the title for the last 300 years. I could understand a girl being foolish and refusing a nice match in certain circumstances, but the young man is her own age and easy enough on the eyes. Whichever way you look at it, she should have been perfectly happy to accept. Not to mention that I know his mother. We talked about it and already agreed on the names of grandchildren. Jeez. This will be so embarrassing. Oh my. What do you have to say for yourself as her tutor? I did my best to introduce her to history and literature, and to explain to her the duties of a person in her position, but... And my cat is using the litter box. the litter tray. I'm sorry guys if you can hear that. I failed. Yes you did. Where are her manners? Oh, it's a king, sorry. I have a bit of an identity crisis. She simply refused to do what we told her. Don't be too harsh on the boy, he's not a lady himself. We should have found some proper female company for our daughter in addition to his lessons. Oh well, what's done is done. Now let's try to control the damage. Lucian? Yes, your majesty? Go talk to our daughter. Make sure she realizes the error of her ways. Don't come back until she agrees to marry him and apologizes for this mess. I will talk to her. Jeez, get whipped. What are you doing here? You haven't been eavesdropping again, have you?
Oh. It hurts me you would even consider that a possibility, sir. I just happened to be polishing a set of armor near the door and couldn't help overhearing some things.
Well, I must admit the armor is really nice and shiny. But why only in one spot? The next time you're eavesdropping, try paying some attention to your work too. Never mind that now. Can you tell me what actually happened?
I thought you knew.
I was summoned to deal with the consequences, but I don't really know the details. I hear our princess refused a marriage proposal.
She refused quite empathetically. Of course, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were talking about.
I'm sure there was some dusty corner somewhere in the room that needed cleaning, and you just happened to be there. Oh my! Turned very flamboyant all of a sudden.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, there was. It happened right here. After announcing the visitor, I went back to my duties, and before you know it, he was asking her to marry him and move to his castle. She looked really surprised and confused for a second. And he seemed surprised she was surprised. Apparently he expected that her parents told her about the arrangement.
Didn't they?
I don't think so. She might be a bit scatterbrained, but she wouldn't forget about her own wedding plans, would she? They've either forgotten to inform her about this, or they decided to catch her by surprise and avoid a big discussion.
Always a good idea.
In any case, it backfired spectacularly. She was furious. The gentleman in question doesn't look half bad, and I hear his family has held onto a nice little castle for the last 300 years. But she was really upset nobody told you.
Oh my god, he's giving me the side eye. Stop. You have a weird profile, I don't like it. I see. And what exactly did she say?
Oh, I'm not repeating that. But she made it quite clear that any kind of romantic involvement between them is out of the question. Well, I don't think romance was ever a consideration to begin with. The unfortunate young man was just doing his duty. He was doing it pretty well too. It was a perfect proposal until she threw a tantrum. By the way, he's not just some petty nobleman with a little land and a title, you know. I've heard he's distantly related to the Grand Empress herself. Ooh la la. A great match by anybody's standards.
A great match. Well, it had to happen sooner or later. Thank you, Rosalind. One can always count on you for information.
Oh, you seemed so anxious to know all the details, I simply couldn't refuse.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Did I say it means anything? I would never be so bold as to imply you might have any personal interest in this matter.
Don't even joke about it. She's a princess, and I am only her tutor. Anyway, I'll go and talk to her now. Oh boy. Meanwhile, on the other side of the castle. I wonder what that was all about. Sorry. Actually, who cares? Time to forget about that silly episode. I think I'll get a cup of tea and start designing some new jewelry. Oh my god, I do that too. I design jewelry. Just not things like that. And maybe go for a stroll in the garden later. The weather is nice today. Let's just hope dearest parents don't have any more surprises in store for me. Oh. Whoever it is, go away. I'm not in a mood for company. Can you please come out so we can talk? Lucian,
I said I'm not in the mood for company.
I'm really sorry to trouble you, but we have to talk. So could you please spare me the embarrassment of entering a lady's bedroom uninvited and just come out?
Why are you so persistent? There's nothing to talk about. Go away.
Oh. I guess I'll just have to set up... fuck. I guess I'll have to set up camp in front of your door then. You have to come out sometime. By the way, the servants are showing great interest in our conversation.
Hey!
Maybe I don't have her voice on point by the sound of that.
That's enough. Come in and close the door behind you.
Can you tell me what happened?
Not much. Somebody proposed to me and it turns out it's not because he loves me or even likes me. A big fucking surprise, you're a princess. Suck it up. But because our parents conspired to strengthen economic ties between our kingdoms. Why am I even telling you this? It's nothing really. I'll get over it.
So that's the way you see it. What exactly did you expect? You are a princess after all. Didn't we go over this in your protocol lessons?
The only thing that bothers you about all this is that I didn't decline gracefully.
It also bothers me that you don't understand your position in life and what it entails.
You're only saying that because you're worried nobody will ever want to hire you again if I turn out to be a complete failure as a princess.
Just had some mineral water. My throat. The voice acting is going to kill me. I wish that was the only thing I had to worry about. I'm much more worried about your future than mine. But all that aside, you really shouldn't have treated a perfectly decent and acceptable suitor that way.
So what am I supposed to do? Apologize?
Well, yes, obviously.
But it's all his fault for bothering me with his silly proposal in the first place. I've never seen him before in my life. What made him think I'll just say yes?
Convention. These kinds of arrangements are made all the time. A dutiful princess isn't supposed to object. Never mind that now. What's important is you should apologize. He didn't deserve such treatment, did he?
Well, he was polite, I'll give you that. And rather good looking. But I'm still insulted. I mean, the first guy who expresses some kind of romantic interest in me turns out to be a dutiful son who's just following his family's wishes or something. What a disappointment.
So what do you intend to do? Ignore the cat in the background. She's freaking out because, yeah, it's that time of the month, the cat month for her.
Get off the table.
So what should we do? I think what I would do, I would apologize to him. Why don't you apologize to Edmund for me? We'll apologize to him. That's a decent thing to do.
Just so you know, I hate doing this. Oh my god, stop! Don't be unsympathetic.
But you'll do it anyway. A mark of a true adult. I must congratulate myself on your upbringing. You smug bastard.
I do something good and you get the credit.
Good? We wouldn't be in this mess if you haven't been so rude in the first place.
That's easy for you to say. Anyway, don't say anything more or I'll change my mind. What a child. But never mind at all. There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Who is Olivia? Who is Olivia? You don't know? She's my wife, yo.
Well, I've heard a lot about her, but I just don't understand. Remember how my necklace only came second in the jewelry design competition this year?
Uh-oh. Don't piss off the princess. Of course I remember. You were pretty upset. You even suggested the entire jury should be thrown into the dungeon. For once, I was glad your parents don't really listen to you. Dysfunctional relationships all around. Oh, wrong person.
Anyway, some girl named Olivia won, but I think my necklace is better anyway. Maybe the jury doesn't like strawberries.
I would say they're just tired of you showing them strawberry-themed jewelry year after year.
Uh-oh. Strawberries are a timeless classic.
If you say so.
Anyway, Later I learned this same girl also won the cooking competition and the fencing one. And a few others you weren't paying attention to. Yes, she's quite extraordinary. I've heard she might be made a noble sometime soon.
Wow, they made women nobles? I want to live in this country.
My parents want to promote her to nobility. Yes, this seems to bother you. It's just... Oh, I see. That makes sense now.
What are you talking about?
They had no objections to me moving to Edmund's castle if we got married. In fact, they encouraged it. So who will inherit the throne and rule this kingdom if I move away? I can't believe they're actually grooming somebody to take my place. That's an exaggeration. The girl just happens to be very accomplished, and since they thought you'll be moving away... I'm not going anywhere. But why did this happen in the first place? Do they really think I'm that incompetent? Well, you never showed much interest in your duties. It wouldn't be the first time a commoner was given a title by the virtue of their accomplishments. Although it's pretty rare for a legitimate heir to the throne to actually be replaced. While the title of Grand Empress is not hereditary, and a new one is chosen in each generation, minor kingdoms like ours usually keep their royal descendants on the throne until the line dies out. But all that aside, do you think this Olivia would make a better queen than you? Everybody else seems to think so. But what do you think?
Oh, what do we think? Nah, I would never say this. I'm just gonna play this at, like, what I would do. Let's fight for that throne. Why should we lay down and let someone we don't know walk all over us?
Honestly, I know I'm not everybody's dream princess, but I've seen worse.
Wow.
Why doesn't she go and replace someone else instead? Good. I'm happy to hear you have confidence in your own worth. But confidence is not enough. Do you think you could make them change their mind? How? By showing them they misjudged you. Don't tell me all my tutoring went to waste and you really can't rule a kingdom. So what exactly am I supposed to do? Why is Olivia so popular anyway? It can't just be because she's winning competitions. Well, she's also charming and well-mannered, but I think winning so many competitions and tournaments is what made her famous.
Oh my god. And women can compete in tournaments too? Where is this place? I'm buying a ticket tomorrow.
She seems to be the best in everything. I don't think I can beat that. I like many things, but I never had the patience to practice anything seriously. Well, there is one competition she hasn't won yet, although I've heard she will probably try this year. Well, that's a start. Don't keep me waiting. Tell me what it is. I'm sure you've heard of Prima.
The fuck is Prima?
Huh? The card game all the young ladies play. Oh, so this is the card game.
Yes, this game has like a mini game to it where you play cards, which I obviously don't understand yet because I haven't played the game before. But it seemed pretty intriguing.
Oh, that. I've played it with my cousin Aurelia a few times when she was visiting. We were having card battles every day. After she returned home, I lost interest. There aren't any people I could play it with around here anyway. I'm not sure I even remember the rules.
You said I turned into Sean Connery. You said you used to practice with Lady Aurelia. Perhaps she would be willing to help.
That's a good idea. I'll send her a letter to come here as soon as possible. I haven't seen her ever since she got engaged to the Duke of Plaincastle.
Great title.
We have a lot of catching up to do. Good. In the meantime, I'll try to find you a sparring partner.
Or sparring partner, depending on whether you pronounce it correctly.
Come see me at the library in an hour or so.
Combat by cards, huh? I wasn't really expecting that. Still, it beats having to learn fencing or wrestling and whatever else Olivia's good at. Oh, we have choices. Oh my god. This is very sudden. We can go to the throne room, where... Oh my god, the music! Where our parents will obviously be, and I don't think... No. Main hall seems a bit boring. Our room, where we're at, so why would we go there? The library. Lucian tends to spend most of his free time here. Well, we just talked to him, so I think these two maybe. The gardens? A beautiful garden full of trees, rose bushes, and interesting plants. Or we could go to the town square. Let's go to the garden. Oh, look who's here. This is going to be awkward. Ahem. Can we talk? I was under the impression you never wanted to talk to me again. But by all means, go ahead. I'm sorry. You are? Well, I was going to say it more elegantly, but the right words somehow escaped my memory. So can this count as a formal apology? Don't start any wars with us, alright? So that is what worries you. Rest assured, I am not quite that petty, and neither are my family. Oh, good, everything is settled then. Or, in fact, I was more worried I hurt your feelings. Them feels. What? Why should there be feelings involved? Well, I assumed that much, but I wanted to make sure. Oh my god, the voice acting. I have to take a drink. It's mineral water with strawberry pineapple taste to it. You did hurt my pride, but I find your apology very charming. Oh, hello. Keep your distance. Really? This is not how things are usually done, is it? If you delivered me a nicely crafted speech expressing reserved regret and hopes I find a bride worthier than yourself, I would assume their majesties sent you on a diplomatic mission. Impressive! It's like, he almost sounds like Sonic from the earlier games. Great job! Impressive! But you don't sound like that at all. Thank you. Oh, and she's off. Oh, let's go to the town square. The town square is empty today. I've always liked that fountain. They say my great-grandmother had it constructed when she assumed the throne. Okay, great. Little bit of exposition. Oh. Well, that was an adventure. Oh my god. Okay. The room is boring. Main hall. This seems like maybe we could meet someone new here. There's nobody here. It's pleasantly quiet. Oh. Okay. Another great adventure. Let's go to the library. We should be able to learn something here. Oh. How did it go? My apology to Edmund? Well, he doesn't seem angry at me. That's a relief. There's something else we need to talk about. I managed to find you a partner oh, wrong person! Fuck. Fantastic! Who is it? Come and see for yourself. We're meeting in the main hall. Alright, let's go. Whoosh! Wait here. She'll be in here in a moment. Just don't waste too much of her time. She is needed elsewhere. Please come in, Rosalind. Oh. She seemed as surprised as I do. Rosalind, I didn't even know you knew how to play. People say that a lot. Can we begin now? Let's review the basics first. Oh, and this is it. Okay. You and Rosalind both have two resources. Money, power, and glory. Sorry. Money and energy. I see. But her energy is much bigger than mine. Someone called Freud. He can tell him about energy envy. Of course, she's working hard every day, so her stamina is much better than yours. You tire easily and even tend to fall asleep during my lectures. Shame on you. Hey, keep to the topic. You're supposed to be helping me here. I don't like you very much right now. Character I'm supposed to play. Anyway, your opponents will all have different levels of money and energy. It really depends on the person. And there's another set of attributes that differ from person to person. Intelligence, charm, refinement. Let's call them stats. I see. Oh. What? Mine are not very impressive. This is what happens when you don't study hard or study at all. You don't really excel at anything. Oh, harsh truths. There are nicer ways of saying it, you know. But enough talking already. Let's begin. You will both get plus 10 money and plus 10 energy at the beginning of each turn. I'm pausing a bit because I have to take it in myself. I can't just read it. I have to absorb. My brain is very slow working when it comes to retaining new information. The mouse pointer is freaking my brain out too. God. Ooh. I think I get it. The goal is to maximize all your stats, intelligence, charm, refinement, before your opponent does. Oh. Actually, since you are just starting out and Rosalind is also not a professional player, let's just agree that whoever raises all her stats to 30 wins. Okay. Sounds easy enough. Let's begin already. Don't be so impatient. Let me show you something first. Zip! Oh my goodness. See these cards? They come in different colors. Let's talk about red cards first. We'll cover yellow and blue ones later. All the red cards have one thing in common. They are item cards. All of these item cards will increase my stats if I use them, right? Correct. But all of them cost money. You only get plus 10 coins each round, so use your money wisely. Oh. That's not much. Is there any way I can get more? Of course, you could always get a part-time job. When did part-time jobs come into this? We're just playing a card game. That's what the blue cards are for. Oh, it's like a racing sim. It's like the Princess Maker games. Yeah, I see there's a blue card. Farm work? You must be kidding. You'd better get used to it. But don't work more than you have to, since certain kinds of work will lower some of your stats. Work also consumes energy. I'll manage. Good. See this yellow card? That's a poetry lesson. I've always hated those. Oh, this girl is not like me at all. You might yet change your mind. Classes cost less than some of the pricier items and improve your stats a lot. By the way, once the battle begins and it's your turn, you can see the description of any card by moving the cursor over it. Oh? Not right now, apparently. Oh, that's a relief. Is there anything else I need to know, or can we finally begin? There are other card types, but I guess we can talk about those once you encounter them. It's possible to discard the cards you can't use, but you can only choose one card each turn, regardless of whether you're playing it or discarding it. Oh, that kind of sucks. But I really shouldn't try to explain everything at once. Enough theory. The two of you can begin now. Alright. Rosalind, don't even think of going easy on me. I disagree. Please go easy on me. I'll do my wolf. I can't remember her voice. Oh my god, the music! Okay, so I'm gonna cut it off here because it's about that time. And in the next episode, we'll see what will happen with this. Very exciting. See you then!